Welcome to When Life Gets Strange, tips for loving your perfectly imperfect military and everyday life. Let me introduce you to my wife and your host, Maria Strange. We have been married for over 20 years, over 17 years in the Army, and she is the mother to our 6 children, and we are members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. As a certified life coach, Maria's goal is to help you thrive and love your perfectly imperfect military and everyday life. Are you ready?
Hey guys, and welcome back to episode 17 of When Life Gets Strange. Today we're going to be talking about love languages, particularly the 5 love languages by Gary Chapman. That is one of my all-time favorite books. If you haven't read it, I totally recommend that you should. He has men's edition, a basic edition for teenagers and children and for military, and I've read them all and I love them. As many of you know, I love marriage books. I tend to read them. I love to study about marriage and being a better mom and a wife. It's just kind of one of my favorite things to do. And that's part of why I became a life coach, was a way to help other military spouses learn to love their lives. So with that being said, I love Gary Chapman and I love the 5 love languages. That's probably one of my all-time favorite books. My son's getting married in December, and I've encouraged him and his fiance to get the book and to read it. Actually, I'm going to mail them one of my copies. So later today, I'll probably go and do that. And so just something to think about, right? The 5 love languages. Well, what are they? Words of affirmation, physical touch, quality time. Hey guys, and welcome back to episode 17. We're on episode 17, guys, and that's kind of exciting. That's like 4 months. Yeah, 4, 8, 12, 16, right? 4, 8, yeah. So we've been doing this podcast for 4 months, and how much I've learned. I've loved it. I hope you guys are loving it. So today we're going to talk about the 5 love languages by Gary Chapman. It's one of my all-time favorite books. If you haven't read it, I highly recommend it. Read it. Learn what your love language is. Learn the love language of your spouse and your children, and you can use it as a way to help you connect with them. Now, with that being said, we want to watch out that we're not using the love languages as a way to cause contention or disconnect. But before we go there, let me explain to you what the different love languages are. We have words of affirmation, so saying positive things, talking nice, right? Quality time, spending time together, receiving gifts. That could be anything from bringing a friend a chocolate bar or a little note to a new couch, airline tickets, receiving gifts. They're all over. Acts of service, doing something kind to somebody else. And the last one is physical touch. Now, when I've taken this test, I score pretty even across the board. So I tell my husband I'm pretty high maintenance and I need him to do all the things. And well, that's great, right? So, but my husband's, his is acts of service. And for him, it can be anything. If I pick up his favorite treat when I go grocery shopping, that's a total act of service for him. Or it can be buying him tools for his hobby. It can be, he really loves when my kids perform. They practice learning a song on the piano or to sing it and they perform it. That is a gift for him. And so really it can be anything. And that's great to know. And that makes it, I can speak that love language for him, especially because I need all of them. It's kind of funny, even across the board, which is great. However, when he would deploy, I would tell myself, great, now I'm not going to be able to feel loved at all. He's got to fill all these different takes for me. He's got to be able to spend quality time with me. Well, how is he going to spend quality time with me when he's deployed? How is he going to give me physical touch? And so I would use these as a way to totally disconnect. And that didn't serve him or me. However, I've learned in the last few years since becoming a life coach and working with a coach and learning these tools, it's not his job to fill my love tank. It's not his job to do any of those things. And when I'm expecting him to, then it just leads to frustrations. I can remember telling him, if you would open my door for me, that would be a great act of service. So that would make me feel loved. And then guess what? He would open the door and I would think, he's only opening the door because I told him to. But when I'm like, hey, if you want to open the door for me, great, or not, that's great too. Guess what? Then when he does open the door, I just get to choose to feel loved. Because really, what I feel comes from my thoughts that lead to my feelings. We've talked about that before when I taught you guys the CTFAR model. Remember, our circumstances, they're neutral. And then we have a thought about it. So my husband opening the door to the car is totally neutral. And then I have a thought about it. And my thought can either be, wow, he's so great, or he's only doing this because I asked him to. And can you see how both of those lead to a different feeling? And what my husband did didn't change at all. So I love the love languages. I love learning about them and knowing how to use them to show other people love, like knowing theirs, like, oh, if my kid's love language is physical touch, then maybe I want to make a point to go by and touch them, to rub their shoulder when I walk by, or to put my arm around and say, hey, how's it going? Versus my kid who maybe they need more gifts. Maybe gifts is their love language. Well, okay, what little gifts can I give them to help them feel loved? And so I can take these as a tool for me to be able to express love in a way that maybe they're going to understand better. But really, it's still up to them if they see that love or not, because it's really about their thought. If they're like, oh, mom got me this soda and this is so great, man, she really loves me. Like my teenage daughter and I, we call it Soda Friday. And every Friday we go get a soda together. And we're spending quality time together. She's getting a little gift. It kind of feels some of those different things. And it's just time for her to talk and to chit chat with me. And I love that tradition. And it's a tradition that I want to keep. Even as I'm working on cutting out soda for the most part from my diet. Friday soda day, we're probably going to keep that because that's our connection. That's our little date that we get to do every week. And I try and find little things like that with my other kids. I have one daughter who needs to get outside and burn energy. She's 9, and that's really her thing. And she loves to bike ride. So we were in a really good habit of getting up and going on a bike ride in the morning. We've kind of fallen off. And as I'm thinking about this and talking with you guys, I'm like, oh, we're totally going to start that again. Our little daily bike ride where it's just her and I, and we go out for a bike ride. Another daughter, we walk to and from the dance studio. We're lucky that where they do dance is close enough. And that little 5-10 minute walk there and back gives her so much quality time. And she just opens up and talks. For my teenagers, for my sons, one is totally gifts. Like, let's go out and buy something. Let's words of affirmation, telling him what a great job he's doing. Another one is totally quality time. He just wants to be with us and to do things. And so what can we do to include him? We went to a play recently and we made sure to do it on the day that he was off so that he could go with us. And he absolutely loved it. And it was amazing. And so finding little ways that you can speak your kids or your husband's love language is totally great. But you have to remember that just because you're doing those things doesn't mean they're necessarily going to receive it that way. And it means nothing about you. It doesn't mean you're doing it wrong, that they're doing anything wrong. It's just what they're thinking. And the same is true with you, right? So if your love language, you got to fill your own love tanks. For me, like I said, I love all of them. I was lucky enough to hear Gary Chapman speak last year at a conference for military wives, and he was the guest speaker, and it was absolutely amazing. And he talked about, if that love language for your spouse is physical touch, one of the things that you could do is when you leave, say, hey, here's my jacket. When you're missing me, go ahead and wear it. And I kind of had to chuckle, and I was like, I don't know that Spencer and I ever had that conversation, but I always wear his jacket when he's gone. It's just kind of my thing. It actually gets moved over into my closet. He has a fabulous leather jacket. I love it. Sometimes I even steal it when he's home, but really, especially when he's gone and I wear it. And I do. I just imagine that's him right there with his arm around me. But do you see how it's still my thoughts? I'm thinking, this is Spencer's jacket. I miss him. I love him. And then I feel loved. Isn't that amazing? But can you see how it's all from what I'm thinking and feeling? It really had nothing to do with what Spencer was doing. Another way, like I need way more communication. I could talk to him when he's deployed for a couple hours every day. And I know a lot of you are like, well, how do you do that with all your kids? I mean, yeah, we have 6 kids, right? But that's just something in my brain. I've told myself, I need him to talk to me and I need to do this and I need that. And he doesn't need that. He's good with a text or a couple of phone calls a week. And so it was a big source of contention. And so one of the things that we did, it's like, hey, this is kind of my bare minimum. I need you to send me a text in the morning. Let me know you're okay. Let me know how it's going. And I had to decide to be okay with that because I really didn't want to be. But when I decided to, and I let go of that expectation of the fact that Spencer has to call me and has to talk to me for this amount of time, do you know what happened? He called me more. We had better conversations because there wasn't this expectation put on that this is what is expected. And then we connected better. And that deployment, this last deployment that he had last year, was so much better than some of our other ones where I had these boxes that he had to try and check. And then even when he would call, it was like, you're only calling because I want you to. You don't really want to be on the phone with me. And that didn't leave me feeling good. And it usually left him probably pretty frustrated because he's like, dude, you told me this is what you want to feel loved. And here I am doing it. And you're still not responding as if you're feeling that love. And it was totally true because I wasn't thinking thoughts that made me feel loving. But when I let go of those expectations and I get to just love Spencer however he shows up. And as I let go of those expectations, so one of the things that you can do to help you with this, you can do this with your husband, you can do this with your kids, your mother-in-law, whoever, right? Write down all the ways that you think they should show up. Spencer should, for my husband, he should open the door. He should leave work by 5:30, by 5 o'clock and be home for dinner. He should, and whatever they are, and then let them go. Recognize them. Don't judge them. Like, we're really just trying to gain awareness here. What is the expectations I have? One of the things with my kids, I think they should just do what I ask when I ask. Well, is that really going to happen? Probably not. And then I end up frustrated and then I'm not showing up the way I want. But when I'm like trying a new approach, like, hey, do you think it's possible that you could do this for me today? And they're like, yeah, sure. And I'm like, when do you think you can do it? And they give us a time frame and we have a dialogue about it. Then they're feeling heard. I'm meeting their needs, or maybe not. Maybe they're still frustrated, like, mom wants me to do this. But we're having a communication about it. And they're like, yeah, I can do this at this time. Or as soon as I finish reading this chapter or finish this game on the computer. And I'm like, that would be great. Can you let me know when it's done? That way I have the accountability coming back so I know it's done and they get to choose when they do it. And it works out so great. So 5 love languages, they're amazing. Read them, learn about them, but don't expect others to fill your love tank. You have to fill your own love tanks because it's really filled with what you think. So if you need validation that you're doing a great job as a mom, look for ways that you're a great mom and appreciate yourself. If you need gifts, buy yourself the flowers. I buy myself flowers all the time. It was really funny. I bought myself flowers last week and I sent my husband a text and I was like, hey, babe, thanks for these flowers. I love them. And he told the guys at work and they're like, dude, just own it. Yeah, own that you got her flowers, even if you don't know where they came from. And he knew exactly that I had bought them myself. I know what flowers I want. I can go to the store and look at them. I'm like, these are the ones that speak to me this week. And I buy different ones on different weeks, like depending on what I'm in the mood for. So buy yourself the flowers. Get a babysitter and have a girls' night out. Take the bubble bath. Last night, the kitchen was a mess and the girls were doing a video game and Spencer was working late, which is fine. And I was like, I just really want a bath. I just want some time to unwind. I have these great bubble baths that the kids got me for my birthday back in March. And I was like, okay, girls, finish your video game. I'm going to take a bath. And when I get out, it'll be time for bed. And I want you to finish the game and to clean the kitchen. And they're like, sure, no problem, mom. And so I went and I took the bath. And Spencer got home while I was in the tub because he didn't end up being able to fly because of weather or probably weather. The weather's been raining and cloudy. And so he got home and the girls' game wasn't over and the kitchen was still dirty. And guess what? He cleaned it. He didn't have to. He actually doesn't like cleaning the kitchen, but he does love a clean kitchen like the rest of us. And so he cleaned it. And I got to think, and I thought, wow, what a great dad and husband. He totally cleaned the kitchen for those girls and they were totally capable of doing it. There was actually only just a couple of dishes left. And I was like, he's so amazing. And you know who felt that love? I did. And I was able to share that with him and he could feel it or not. But man, did he reach so many levels. Acts of service, quality time. The girls went in and talked to him while he was doing it. And it was awesome. So fill your love tank. Do things for yourself because you want to, because they make you feel good. And don't feel guilty about meeting your own love tank. Next week, I'm taking my friend's kids for a day so she can have some time to herself. Her dad had a stroke and she's been helping her mom get everything ready with that. They went out to see her dad because they thought maybe he wouldn't make it, but he's doing good now. And she has 3 little kids. And when she got COVID, when she was out on vacation and is home and has been sick and not been able to really do anything. And so I told her, I'm going to take her kids for a day next week and she can go do whatever she wants and just enjoy it and take some time for herself to refill her tank. And guess what? It fills my tank because I love her and I want to serve her. And I'm not doing it from this sense of obligation. I'm doing it because I want to show her how much I love her and appreciate her as a friend. And I recognize all the hard work that she's doing as a wife, as a mother, as a daughter. And so that's my way of filling my own tank and hers. So what is something that you do that's for you and maybe for somebody else as well? That maybe they're going to think, oh, but you're doing it from this place of love. And that's what the 5 love languages is all about. It's helping to build love. It's not meant to be used as a way to say, see, you don't love me because you're not doing X, Y, Z. It's a way to learn how other people may feel love. And that's one of the things I love about his books is he's like, hey, if your love language is gifts, here's some ideas. If your spouse's is gifts, here's some ideas that they might like. Your kids. If you're in the military, here's some things you can do if these are your love languages and you're deployed or you're not home. And I love that. I love that it has these practical ideas for us. I love that when we use it properly, it's a way to help build connections. But I encourage you to be careful that you don't use it as a way to disconnect, to set expectations for somebody else to meet. Use it as a way to gain awareness about yourself and to gain awareness about others. And as you do that, and you take the time to fill your own love tank, I know that you'll show up better as a wife and as a mother and as a military wife. And I know that it can be challenging at times, but I also know that we got this. You guys, thank you so much for being here today, for listening to my podcast. If you like this podcast, please share it, leave a review. If there's somebody who you know would love it, send it to them. Encourage them to listen. As always, you can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Maria Strange Coaching. I would love to hear from you. If there's anything you'd like me to talk about on this podcast, anything you'd like to learn about, please let me know. And I will see you next week. Bye.